Hey, Mark here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to set up a WordPress website. So when you get a domain, you usually get a cPanel for hosting, or you'll want to go and install WordPress. So I went ahead and set up a subdomain on a site here for temporary, and I'm going to go through and kind of show you just kind of the basic stuff to get a website up and running pretty quickly here. All right, so we're going to try installing WordPress on a new site here. This is the hosting provider. Come into WordPress management here, install WordPress. We're going to pick the subdomain that we're using here today. It's going to generate a password for us. And you don't ever want to use admin. Let's use my name here for today. You can change the title, what you want to call it. Well, let's call this Demo Coffee Shop. You can choose different plugins and themes that you want out of the box. We're not going to put anything today. We're just start with scratch. And then that's kind of the main thing. You don't need to do anything with database or automatic updates. I usually have. Sometimes I have them turned on, but today we'll just leave that, keep it simple. We'll install that. It should just take a few minutes here. All right, so there's our default kind of out of the box WordPress site. Then from there, you'll go to the login page. It's got a little note here for you. We don't need, none of that matters. Kind of the left-hand side here. So now when you have a fresh install, you're going to have posts is where you do your blog posts. We'll click in there. This is your dashboard. When you log in, you get a left-hand sidebar. It's going to have just a generic post that automatically puts in there for you. We'll talk about this in other videos, how to do the blog post. The next part is your media. The media section here is where you upload your photos, PDFs, any type of content that's going to be used in the website. Then you have your pages where you will create new pages. So this will be like your home page, your services page, your contact page, any type of page you're going to build. This will you'll build your pages in here, and you can roll over and you can edit different ones as you get them published in here. Comments is going to be if somebody's commenting on your blog post, what they say back. You can approve them or mark it as spam or delete it. Appearance is going to be your theme that you choose. Today it just automatically installed 2025 theme. You can install free themes as kind of the look of your website, the presets that are set there. We like to install a paid theme called Divi, and then we customize the Divi theme from there. There's a lot out there like Elementor and a few other big name ones, but if you're just getting started, you could just use a free one here. And in other tutorials, we'll go through how to add a theme or change this out. Plugins. This is where you can install different plugins. We'll talk about that too, how to use the plugins. It's key to note that you don't want to install plugins that have not been used by a lot of people or has poor reviews, because sometimes that can break your website, and that's a way for people to hack into your site. So you want to make sure this stuff stays up to date. Same for themes. Users are going to be the logins for different users that you want to give access to your site. Then tools and settings we won't go over today. And then dashboard is kind of the first page that you land on. So this is kind of a quick view of how to set that up, how to install a theme on a blank WordPress install. As you can see, our page here doesn't have any content. It's using just a basic 2025 theme that came out of the box. All right, we'll go in there so you can see. So once you're logged into your site, you see something like this. You can go to appearance, themes on the left-hand side here. You're going to see any type of themes that maybe when you fresh install of WordPress that will be here. We're going to add a paid theme here that we're going to upload. There's also many popular themes that you can choose here to start with. So we're using a paid one today called Divi, and we'll show how that works here. So we're going to drop that on there. First install the Divi theme, and then we're also going to install a Divi child theme. And you want to do a child theme, so if you do any custom edits to the theme, for example, Divi today, you don't want to change any settings in there directly on the theme, because if you do, and then you run an update, it can erase it. And themes and plugins got to update every so often. So we'll go back in here to themes now that's installed. You see Divi is there. Now we're going to add the child theme. Install that, then we'll activate it. And so there's our child theme for this theme. So we're using the Divi theme, the settings in there, kind of is the running everything off of. And then we have our child theme here. So if we run any updates on Divi in the future, it's not going to erase any of our custom work that we put in there. That's the reason why you'd want to do that. All right, so we'll look at the site and see what it looks like. It's going to look a little different, but not a whole lot. There's nothing really there. So this is the home page. We have a sample page that automatically puts in. As you can see, nothing there. So we're going to now try to pick out a layout of something. So we can come into pages here and we'll create a new page. We'll just call this the home page. So this is the WordPress kind of default view. We're going to go, we don't want to use, you can use the default editor. We're going to use the Divi Builder today, so you can visually see as you are editing your page and creating it. It's going to load up here. It's going to give us an option to pick some preset layouts. It's got a little tutorial also how to do that. We're just going to start building. So there's a couple different options. Build from scratch, choose a pre-made layout, or build with AI. Today in this video, we're going to be choosing a pre-made layout. So we're going to browse here. It's going to come up with a bunch of different ideas. And we are trying to do kind of a coffee shop look. So we'll see if they have any that we can start with and work off of. All right, so they're coming up with a few examples here that they have templates for. And let's see here. We got menus, blog, contact page, about. We're looking for a home page. So here's a landing page. We could use either one of these. Today we will click on the home page because that's what we're creating. You can see the other pages that are included in this layout pack. So you can get off the start real quick here, get in a layout, and then put your own images and your own text in there. So you can view it. We're not going to view it today. We're going to use this homepage layout. So we click use this layout. So we're back here. It's going to say you can import the presets. This is just saying for the styles, images, it's going to bring all that over. We're going to use that today because I don't have any photos to use. So we're going to use the ones that come with it so we can kind of show how that looks. So it's taking a minute here. It'll load up here. It shouldn't take too long, just a few seconds. All right, so now this is what our home page is going to look like. We brought in this default layout. So we can change out the colors, the logo, change out photos and some of the stuff. But now you have a kind of a starting point if this is something you want to go for. This is great for business owners that haven't built a website before and they just want to get up and going. This can save a lot of time. So that is how you create a home page in Divi to get going. And now we're going to talk about how to edit that. So when you're back in your demo shop here or your actual live website you're building for WordPress, you'll want to go into, once you log into the WordPress website on the left-hand side, click on pages and then find the page you want to edit. Today we're going to be doing the home page, jumping in from the video that we did the other day here. So you click on edit in the Divi Builder. This will let you see the layout where we left off, and we just used a template here. Today we're going to want to, here, let's see here. We're going to want to change out some photos, change out some colors. We'll show how to do that, change out text, just kind of some basic items here. So we'll go into, we're Visual Builder right now. You should see this little purple item here to save. You'll just see a black bar across the top. We're in the Visual Builder, so that's why it says exit if you want to leave. So the first thing we're going to do here is say we want to change out a photo. Maybe we want a different background photo here. So what we're going to do is you click on the gear icon here. You go back up here so you can kind of see what section is highlighting. When you roll your mouse over, you'll see that it's lighting up this blue section around this background photo. So most likely the photo is in that section. You'll want to click on the gear icon when you roll your mouse over. It'll load up. And then you can click on the background section. Then you'll see that it's blue here, so that means there's a photo showing. We'll click on that. There's our background photo. So to change that, you click on the photo, go in here. You can drag and drop new photos now from your computer to this spot here. If you have some photos already, you can change them out right here. These are the photos that were pulled over from the layout. So if we wanted to use a different photo, this one is already set up for a background, which is going to be more of a wide photo. So you can see it's 2400 wide, pixels wide. So not all photos will work. You might have to Photoshop stuff. You might have to crop it. Today, I'm just going to show, so say we want to use one of these other photos. Maybe we just want to show the coffee beans. You can select one of those photos. It's going to be not as big in size, so it might not work as well, but you'll see what happens here. So if we upload that, that'll save to the background. Let me move my photo here. And then to save that background, so you can see what it's looking like, you would just click the little checkbox down here. So now we have switched out the background photo. It does have a paralytic effect on it. Maybe you don't like that, so that just means it scrolls within the image. To change that, you roll your mouse back over, click in the section here, click on that blue, the blue gear icon, and go in the background. We'll click on the photo again. So it's got the parallax effect. We're going to turn that off, so now it's not zooming in and scrolling with it. And we will resave it. So now that item's saved there. So that's the photo we want to use in the background. Say you want to change out your address here. You just roll your mouse over that section. You'll get another box of what you're editing. And you want to always click on the gear icon to change out the text or photos. So we can change that here. Let's say it's, maybe we're not located in California, maybe it's Minnesota. So we would type in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and then you would change out the zip code here. So that's where you would change the text. And then if you want to save that, again, what you're going to do is click the little checkbox in green there. So that saves that spot you just edited. And let me note that nothing is live here yet. So as you're changing this stuff, you do need to save it down here one final time. And so that's the purple section here. You click that, opens up a little bottom bar. And then you will want to click on save as a draft if you're not ready to publish it, but you want to save where you're at. So you come back in here. Publish means it's going to go live. So for this video, we can click publish. You're going to see it's going to save our edits here to the home page, and it's going to make it live to the public if the URL is already out there on the internet. So saves pretty quickly. Now it's saved. If you want to change the icons up here, you can do that too. You click on the gear icon here. You come in, it gives you a lot of different items here. You can expand it so it's larger so you can see what's in there. And let's see, what were we using here? We got a coffee mug. We can see if there's any other coffee mugs. If there isn't, you can always upload other icons, but today we'll just check, see what they have. So say we just wanted this coffee mug instead. We click that, then click the gear or the checkbox, and then you'll see it switched it out. If you would like to change the colors here instead of this orange, you can come into the design up on the top here, the purple bar, click on your icon, and you will see the set color here. And it looks like it's kind of preset for the layout. This is one spot you can change it, and it's just changing it for this item only. So if we wanted to have, let's say, blue, it's going to change it to blue there. You can change the size by scrolling it left or right, or just typing in a value. You can change the alignment. Right now it's left aligned. You can do center or right aligned. So there's all these different options here that Divi lets you do in the builder. It's pretty quick. And again, to get there, once we click on the gear icon, rolling over the mouse, it brings you to the content section. Then you click up here, see this content icon setting, click on design, and from here you can change the colors. So if we want to save that, we would just click the checkbox again, and then down here, the purple, open that up, click save. And now that's going to show on the live page. And so that's kind of just a quick overview, how to change photos, how to change color and icons, how to change a background photo, how to change some text in a page. In other videos, we'll talk about creating different columns and sections within Divi. For example, this one right here, if you click on this box here, this is the column settings, the structure. You'll see that it's just a 50 by 50, 1 by 2 here for each side. And so you can switch it pretty quickly through here, different layouts they have if you want to add more options. A bit about, once we set up the other pages, what the next step is. How do you add a menu to your top navigation? So we'll jump in that right away. So On the screen here, you will see that we have gone ahead and created About, Contact, Home, and a menu page. The next step, when you're logged into WordPress, your dashboard, you're going to want to go into down on the settings here, appearance, and then click on menus. And we'll jump out here so you can also see that we don't have a menu set up right now. So if we're looking at the home page here, it's just by default. Oh, we haven't set up the home page yet. So we'll show you how to set your home page as your default page also. But you can see it's putting About, Contact, Home, Menu, Sample page, uncategorized in a search bar section there. That's not ideal how we'd want it to be laid out. So we will come in back into the dashboard here when you're logged into WordPress, appearance, menus, and we're going to create just kind of the primary menu here. We'll call it the main nav. And then we'll click primary menu bar, create menu, and we're going to want to put these pages, not the sample page in there, just these 4 pages: contact, menu, about, home. And generally you have the home page first, so you can drag the order that you want. Contact page is usually last. Sometimes people will hide the home page and just have the logo as the home page when you click on it in the top navigation bar. So up here, if this was our business logo, you would click on that and that'd take you to the home page. So we just want to display these 4 pages in this order. And to save that, you click Save Menu. So it's called the main navigation here. And again, we're working in Divi Visual Builder. So now we have that menu saved. And you're probably wondering, okay, that should be good to go, right? And we'll click on, oh, my computer's a little slow here. We'll just wait for that to load. I might have to edit that out. So you'll see the menu didn't change. So you're saying, oh, what happened there? How come we just saved that menu in WordPress, but it still looks the same? If we refresh the page, oh, there we go. So all we had to do is refresh the page. So going back in here, because we set it as the primary menu, by default, Divi's going to know to change that up at the top. So sometimes you just have to do a refresh on your page and you'll see it change. So we'll go back in there. Those are the 4 pages that we set up, and that's how you create your menu. And as you create more pages, you can come back into the menu and you can add more pages, and then you select what page you want to add. So if sample page was another page, to say we'd add to the menu, and then you can drag that order where you want it to be. If you nest something underneath like this, that's just going to be a drop-down menu when you come back here. So if I go into here, let's say we save that. So now when we roll our mouse over the menu, once it saves, you'll see that as a drop-down, it says sample page. That might be useful if you had other services, so you're doing a business, and you want to list out your different services. You might have different landing pages, different pages for your services that you'd want to have a drop-down underneath. So if we come back here, I refresh the page, you'll see that the menu will have a drop-down option here. Well, it looks like it didn't save. That's what it would do if it saved here. My computer's a little overheating in the hot sun today. So I'll come back. I'll show some more videos. If you guys like this, like and comment below. We'll have more videos on WordPress and Photoshop, and also talking about Go High Level. But the main thing here is we're teaching you how to use some of the basics in WordPress. Let us know in comments below what you're having troubles with, and we'll do our best to create more content for you. All right, thank you.